Jai Guru Deva Om, victory to God divine, a Sanskrit phrase and a line from the song Across the Universe, which relates back to John Lennon's newfound obsession with transcendental meditation. Originally recorded in February of 1968, it later became the oldest song to be released on Let It Be. Before the song even made it onto Let It Be, it was first released on an album called No One's Gonna Change Our World in December 1969 as part of a charity for the World Wildlife Fund. But its origins go back as far as late 1967, when John had a tiff with his wife Cynthia one night. The first line that came to him right after this was, "Pools of sorrow, waves of joy." This little phrase forced an irritable John out of bed, and he begrudgingly wrote the rest of the song, hoping to free himself from the insomnia he was going through, feeling that the song needed to be completed right then and there. He later referred to this as one of his favorite songs, pointing out the purity of the lyrics as one of the main reasons for his admiration of it. Indeed, the stream of consciousness style works very well and creates some very profound imagery for the listener. Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. Pools of sorrow, waves of joy are drifting through my open mind. In addition to meditation, the theme of the lyrics are also about the creative process itself, about writing songs and the divine nature of creating vivid portraits through words and sounds. The song was written before the Beatles began studying with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, but after they had already met him in India. The lyrics mention Guru Dev, who was, in fact, the Maharishi's own guru. Since the Beatles recorded Across the Universe on a Sunday, it was difficult to request professional backup singers on the fly, so a dream came true for two female fans that were hanging out outside of Abbey Road Studios when they were asked to provide the "Nothing's Gonna Change My World" line for the recording, repeating it over and over again for a couple hours. One of these girls was 16-year-old Brazilian-born Lizzie Bravo, who was staying in London at the time, but would later go back to Brazil, where she would become a singer and a publisher. And the other girl was 17-year-old Londoner Gayleen Pease. Of course, later on, Phil Spector would get a hold of the song and spruce it up for Let It Be, adding in a full orchestra and even more female vocalists. John was reportedly quite pleased with the Spector-produced version at first, but in later interviews, he went on to say the song was out of tune and he didn't have the support he needed from the rest of the group, even accusing Paul of unintentionally sabotaging the song. Lennon later reflected on this in his 1980 Playboy interview, saying, "Paul would sort of subconsciously try and destroy a great song. Usually we'd spend hours doing little detailed cleaning ups of Paul's songs. When it came to mine, somehow this atmosphere of looseness and casualness and experimentation would creep in, subconscious sabotage." Then in 1975, David Bowie covered the song for his album Young Americans, with John Lennon himself playing the guitar part. Although the song remained one of John's favorites, at least lyrically, it never really found the success John had hoped for. Still, it remains a true classic in the Beatles' catalog and a song with some of the most cohesive stream of conscious and psychedelic lyrics the band ever produced.